But what if my dog won't take food or treats when out on a walk? I can't teach them to do heel because I can't give them treats. I get this all the time. I can't teach them recall because they don't want the food I've got. This is super, super common, and there's a few things that tend to go into the food drive being nullified when you go out on a walk. I'll explain what they are and how to fix them. Number one, controversial, but your dog's fat. They eat too much. They have too much access to food too often, and they eat more than they should on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. This is super common in the UK and in the US. What we view as a healthy weight dog, what the public tends to think a healthy weight dog is slightly overweight, and what a healthy weight dog should look like, we see as underweight. So that's just something to have a look online and Google what should a healthy weight dog look like. You might be surprised. What you should do is weigh your dog, find out how much calories should they have, how many calories should they have in a week or a month or whatever, and weigh out the right amount so that you know you're not feeding them too much. And if you're going to give them extras, treats, dentist sticks, pig's ears, or something from your leftover from dinner, weigh that out and make sure that it's taken from your dog's calorie allowance so you know you're not overfeeding them. Number two, the value of food has been destroyed for your dog because they have no understanding of the value of it. So think a rich person who has always been rich, doesn't really understand the value of money. Many dogs they're either free fed, they can access food whenever they want, so they have a bowl of food that just gets topped up all the time. This will destroy food drive because it means there's no reason for the dog to want to earn food. Or they get given treats and high value food for nothing in particular, which means that they don't understand that when you try and use it for training, that it's a reward. A treat and a reward are two different things. A treat is just because, a reward is to encourage the repeating of a behavior that we want more of. So if you're going to give your dog treats and high value things and you want them to start eating outside, then don't give them anything high value indoors until they want to take it outside, even if it's just out the front of your house, or even if it's just in the back garden maybe to start with, if that's what it takes. Make sure your dog can't access the high value things indoors, because that will give them no reason to step out of their comfort zone. And if you ask anyone who ever stepped out of their comfort zone, they were glad they did it. So your dog will thank you later if you don't just spoil them with high value food in the house. Number three, the emotional state your dog is in matters. If your dog is hyper excited or extremely nervous and overwhelmed, they won't be able to focus on food. So if you've ever experienced butterflies in your tummy, it's usually when you're excited or when you're nervous or scared. What that is your digestive system turning off. Your body is going into a little bit of a survival mode, sort of like fight or flight. And one of the first things to be deactivated to save energy for other things is your digestive system. If your digestive system is turned off, you won't want food. Your dog is the same. If they're overwhelmed, they won't want food, which means you can't motivate them with it. And if you can't motivate them with it, then you need to start looking at their emotional state first. If they are extremely fearful and nervous, then it's probably worth booking a professional trainer, a professional behaviorist to come in and make sure you're doing the right things, because it's an absolute minefield to unpick. If your dog is just excited, then that's something we can work on. So make sure you leave the house in the calmest way possible. So no, "Buggies, we're going out, let's go," getting the lead, getting them excited. Nothing like that. Just make sure you're leaving in the calmest possible way. And I'll do another video on that. So that'll be the next video that comes out, will be me explaining how to get out of the house without sending your dog completely mental. And if they're not going mental when they go out, they might actually show some interest in the food you have, especially if you've followed steps 1 and 2.